Hello, people. Arsenal have won once again. It was a very hard job. Arsenal struggled quite a bit, but in the end, which is the main part, they got the job done. Arsenal are on top of the table. They have made the gap bigger, and they are looking goddamn good, which is fantastic to see. Which is genuinely fantastic to see because during the week, on Wednesday, City obviously are playing Crystal Palace. Arsenal had to win this game to keep them out of the title race. Let's just say it as it is. But we made definitely a very hard job for ourselves. First 15-20 minutes was fantastic until Arteta, not Arsenal, decided to screw it all up by subbing on Zubimendi and playing Declan Rice as well. There's no other way to put it. Well, right back. Let's be real, because that was reminiscent of Thomas Partey days when he played right back, and that was absolute disaster for Arsenal. Let's be real. So it was looking very shaky, very nervy for a very long time. Thanks to David Raya's efforts, we managed to stay in the game. And then thanks to Trossard scoring a goal and some VAR action, then fouling David Raya as well, we managed to get the job done. And from now on, it should be a smooth sailing. 2 games away from the title, 2 games away to end the 22-year-long wait for the Premier League trophy. It should be okay from here. It should. It definitely should. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, people, Arsenal have won. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about what Arteta has done and everything, all this good stuff. So smash the like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new around here. And let's get into things. Big up, Matteo. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Come on, you Gunners. We scammed the win. So to speak, yeah. Thanks to David Raya's efforts. Let's just put it that way. Because David Raya made about 3-4 quite great saves just to keep us into the game, and it still was 0-0. And afterwards, we got a goal. Then they decided to foul David Raya in the box, which was a very long wait, about 6 minutes. They waited, they checked the VAR, but it was ruled as a foul. The nuts part is you can see that being a foul many times, and not being given. Sometimes it's not a foul, sometimes it is a foul. The inconsistencies is a bit nuts, but we are very lucky that this time it was being given a foul, and we kept the 1-0 win. Of course, David Raya, 18 clean sheets this season. He's going to win Golden Glove. He has already won it, let's be real. 18 clean sheets in 36 games. So every other game he keeps a clean sheet, which is quite fantastic. Big ups also joins. Big up. But we bust case. VR saved us. True. The foul saved us big time. Big time. Big up, Sean. Big up. That was stressful, to say the least. I felt like I aged about 20 years. Like, that was, I think, the most nerve-wracking game I have experienced as an Arsenal fan for quite a while. I wasn't even that nervous when we played PSG last year in semifinals, Real Madrid last year in the semifinals and stuff like that. This arguably was the most nerve-wracking game I have seen Arsenal play, I have experienced personally under Mikel Arteta, to be honest. And a lot it was induced, yeah. At this point, don't care how it gets done, exactly. At this stage, don't give a damn by hook or by crook or whatever. As long as we get 3 points on the board, could not care less. And right now, I'm basking in the glory because it looks like very likely that we gonna win the Premier League. Mathematically, obviously, we still haven't done it, so cannot get carried away with that. But overall, 95% chance we're gonna do this. Come on, people. Big up, Dreadly Flame. Big up. Mikel had a howler, Galaxy Brain, simple subs. Yeah. He almost screwed it all up. Let's be real. Mikel Arteta almost screwed it all up. Because White got injured. Now we have that, and that's a big issue, to be honest, because we don't have a right back besides Mosquera, right? But Ben White got injured. In his infinite wisdom, Arteta decided to sub on Zubimendi and put Declan Rice as a right back. And from that point forward, we lost absolute control of the game. And West Ham looked like they're going to score 2-3 goals. And thanks to David Raya, they didn't. Let's be real. Thanks to David Raya, we did not concede any goals at the end of the day. And I must admit, Zubimendi was absolutely disastrous today. Like, who is it? Martin Keown or is it the other one, basically, who calls him Super Mendy? Well, Super Mendy was super shit today. Let's be real. And that one sub absolutely could have ruined our season. Seriously, we could have gone from first to second real goddamn quick. And credit, as much as people, I'm gonna give Arteta credit where credit is due, because he actually showed some balls and took Zubimendi off in the second half, right? Which is something unlikely. He usually doesn't admit that he was wrong, and taking off Zubimendi definitely proved that. But we should not be in that instance in the first place. And how we didn't score in the first 15-20 minutes as well, that's a mystery and a half. We hit the posts. Their goalkeeper made some wonder saves and everything. It was actually insane. Big up Mubarak, big up to all Arsenal fans that Arteta will stop making mistakes. Yeah, again, same mistakes, same issues. It's actually insane. As I said, that was reminiscent when Thomas Partey played right back. And we absolutely, excuse my French, but sucked when Thomas Partey was playing right back. And we today, it was something of the same. If West Ham, after relegation they go, it looks that way. Unless Leeds beat Spurs tomorrow, right? It looks like West Ham are going to go down. I said I'll be here, see your reaction as winning the league. Hope you took my advice when I said 1-0 to the Arsenal. I said 2-1 Arsenal. Yesterday on the predictions, I said 2-1 Arsenal. It was a great betting odd today. If you know, you know. Well, 100%, to be honest. But throughout the whole game, it didn't feel like it. It definitely didn't feel like it. At some point, you got that Arsenal PTSD that we're gonna lose the game when we didn't score in the first 20 minutes, and Rice went right back, and the old style Arsenal started to come out. Right. At the same time, when they missed those chances and Raya made those saves, the other side of Arsenal copium settled in, that usually in these type of games, when we screw up the start and we don't score, then the other team wastes chances. We somehow scam a 1-0, 2-0 win. So it was a very big emotional roller coaster ride, to say the least. Big save from Raya. I dislike this slow approach to games, too edgy at the end. Yeah, to be as I said, how we didn't score in the first 15-20 minutes. We Trossard hit the post, then the goalkeeper makes some wonder saves. And, it's panic settings. It's panic settings at the end of the day. But again, it's all on Mikel Arteta for making that chaos to even being a thing until he took off Zubimendi, because Zubimendi, the less said about him, the better. Let's just put it that way. The fine margins finally goes in our favor. Yeah, fine margins. It's fine margins, guys. Let's be real. Big up here. Big up. We are got at least right. Yeah, well done, Raya. For me, Raya was man of the match, and rightly so as well. And VAR saved our bacon big time. And to be honest, speaking of this, saving our bacon, VAR and everything, have you seen our ops reaction on social media? All the opposition fans. Oh my God, the tears are glorious, to say the least. Absolutely. All of our problems were because of Arteta's ridiculous substitution decisions, yeah. And most and foremost, putting on Zubimendi for White and putting Rice at right back. He did rectify it, but we wasted 15-20 minutes after White's injury and disrupted our midfield, bringing on Zubimendi. Yeah, 100%. That one substitution in the first half alone could have cost us the whole game. There's no questions about it. But luckily it didn't. Luck favors the strongest, so to speak. And David Raya, obviously. Zubimendi was absolute god-awful. That notification bet on us winning the league can't come anytime sooner. 3 times put it down. When it rains, it pours. Big up to you. Big up to you. Big up, Hype Up Antagonist. Big up. Super Mendy was super shit today. Well, what can you say? They're I don't even know. Zubimendi is not a starting caliber player for Arsenal. First things first. Second of all, I'm starting to even have doubts that he can be good enough as a rotational player for Arsenal. People will say it's the first season of him in the Premier League. He needs to adjust. He needs to adapt. Next season, you will see the best of him. I'm not going to lie. I don't think so. That is the nuts part. I genuinely don't think so. Mosquera was right there. Why was Rice at right back? Exactly. Why the hell Zubimendi came on in general? Why the hell did he come on? There was no reason to sub on Zubimendi. Let's be real. Big up Ozzy Ange. Big up. Big luck for Arsenal. Tal is not done yet. Well, we have to play Burnley at home, which should be an easy 3 points. Then we have to play Palace away at Selhurst Park, which should definitely beat on paper a technically very tough game. The only thing, they have 3 days later, they have the Conference League final, so there might be some sort of a rotation. and it actually could play in hands of Arsenal if we haven't won the league by that time. Because if City drop points against Crystal Palace during the week on Wednesday, or which is even more bigger possibility, against Bournemouth next weekend, well, it's gonna be a done and dusted, isn't it? The slow, risky of us, time-wasting football don't help us at all. It didn't. It doesn't help us at all. But in the first 15, 20 minutes, we didn't play like that. As soon as Mendy came on, everything went down the drain. The one time he chooses not to bring on like-for-like substitutions, he literally can't keep it simple. Yeah. The one time he had to do the things he usually does. Like-for-like substitution, straightforward, no questions asked. The one time he needs to do that, he doesn't do it. I don't know why, but this has been a very reoccurring thing with Mikel Arteta, where as soon as one player goes down injured, he reshuffles half the team. And it absolutely destroys the competitiveness, the balance, the focus, everything of the team. I don't know why he does that. Genuinely, I have zero idea. Hate that we had to do it again against West Ham too, because I'd much rather have them stay independent West. Well, yeah, let's hope Leeds can do West Ham us a favor. Yeah, if Leeds win tomorrow, no question, it's gonna be very interesting in the end. We big up Junior, big up. We were great until White went off. The sub was terrible. I don't want to see Zubmendi again on the pitch. Same. Eze disappeared in Gyökeres' epic hold-up play, but through balls to him were non-existent. Yeah, Gyökeres was doing decently, but he didn't get any service. And speaking of Eze was not great today. I'm not gonna lie, Eze was not great. Odegaard came on in the 68th minute, and I'm not gonna lie, credit where credit is due to Martin Odegaard for this game. He actually did a decent job. I know people might disagree with me, but in my opinion, he did a decent job. The hold-up play, the dribbling in those tight spots in the box where he opened up his body to give the ball to Trossard to score the winning goal as well, it was very good. The quick passing, the running between the lines also was good. So for this instance, for this game, I can give Martin Odegaard credit. But if we're gonna revert back to that or every game, it's gonna absolutely ruin us, because we caught life today big time. Thanks to David Raya more than anyone else, let's be real. And then obviously to Trossard, and then thanks to VAR being there. We shouldn't be playing fine marginal football in the first place, true. And we didn't. Just the subs, that sub absolutely ruined us. Big up Godfrey. Big up Godfrey. Huge 3 points. Mr. Clutch is back. Trossard, yeah. Trossard hasn't scored a goal since December, I think. Since December, if I'm not mistaken, December was the last time Trossard scored a goal. Let me check this quickly. Because if I'm not mistaken, December against... who did Trossard score the goal against? I'm blanking now on this, because Trossard has scored 6 goals this season. And he scored, obviously, against West Ham today. But the last time he scored a goal was against Aston Villa in December when we won 4-1. That was the last time Trossard scored a goal. But luckily for us, Mr. Clutch worked out today. Big up Hendon. Big up. Arsenal won despite this manager's self-sabotage attempt. Yeah, it generally felt like pure self-sabotage. And somehow this manager hasn't learned from 2 years ago that Thomas Partey at right back didn't work. And all of a sudden, Declan Rice is going to work. Come on. And as I just mentioned, for one time when he needs to actually do like per like sub, which he usually does, he didn't do it, which is absolutely blasphemous, to say the least. I see some people from other leagues hating on us. This is strange considering our ops make more Arsenal content than actual Arsenal fans. True. You can see more United, Spurs, Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans make more Arsenal content than they make about their own club, which is absolutely insane. Zubmendi is finished for me until the end of the season, getting through on then got hooked. My word, yeah. And Zubimendi was god-awful today. It was absolutely the Super Mendy crap that gets pushed by, I think it's Keon who says Super Mendy, but he was super shit today. He should be sold. I can't get behind that movement, to be honest, because if he performs like this, even as a super sub, he's not going to work. Zubimendi works against very specific opponents, very specific teams we play against. Overall, he's not going to work. Like most of the time, based how we play, Skelly, Declan Rice at the moment is the best combination we can have. And then you can pick and choose specific games where Zubimendi potentially could start, and he could be actually very, very, very useful. Skelly is definitely starting in that final in midfield. I hope so. I hope he stays injury-free, and he does. We have to talk about Zubimendi. It looks like he has had some kind of breakdown. He looked like he did not want to step onto the pitch. I don't know why. Maybe he's on social media too much. Maybe that is affecting him because he can see that the fan base is turning on him or something. Maybe he's too much into his head. Maybe the fact that Arteta has changed the main starting 11. Maybe Zubimendi got promised a starting role when he just joined. And now, at the end part of the season, at the crunch time, when Arsenal played the most important games, well, let's be real, in Emirates era, so even, he's getting dropped for a 19-year-old Miles Lewis Skelly. Maybe that has absolutely shook and absolutely annihilated his confidence to a degree. Maybe that's playing a role. You could definitely immediately see how the midfield became porous after Rice was moved to right back and simulated the Skelly at left back. Yeah. Like, I was very confused why he took Calafiori off. Yes, Calafiori nearly cost us a goal as well in the first half. But overall, Calafiori should have stayed on the pitch. He was very good going forward. He helped Arsenal create chances and open up spaces. And for me, the most logical solution was to take off Zubimendi, put on Mosquera, move back Declan Rice in the midfield, leave Calafiori, leave Skelly in the midfield, and put Mosquera as a right back. That was the most logical solution instantly. That should have been done in the 20th minute when White got injured. But somehow, as I said, as soon as one player goes down, Arteta shifts around half the team. And all of a sudden, the players that don't play their positions look crap. Like, it's very weird in that regard because we have been talking about this for a very long time, that many Arsenal players in this team don't play in their natural positions. And when they do, they look fantastic. Rice in the 6, Skelly in the 8. We saw Eze in the 10. All of a sudden, one injury happens and Arteta puts Rice at right back, Skelly as a left back, and everything goes down the drain instantly. We just won the league. It definitely feels that way. Definitely feels that way. For Arsenal, in looking at the teams we have to play, this was the big last hurdle. We need to jump, and now we just need a last finish sport up until last dash to the finish line. With City, they have a bit of an issue because they have to play Aston Villa. They still have to play Bournemouth, which definitely is going to be very rough. Let's be real. And Bournemouth away is definitely not walk in the park. Big up, Richard. Big up. I have aged 20 years in the last couple of hours. Same. Absolutely same. Because this was... I said this in the beginning of the stream. This was arguably the most nerve-wracking game I have experienced as an Arsenal fan under Mikel Arteta. Not even the FA Cup final or semi-final against PSG last year. Rivals crying over the Raya foul is hilarious. He has Todibo pull his shirt and Pablo has his arm across his chest and Raya left arm is supposed to claim the ball. Yeah. With Zubimendi, it's serious mentality issue. He didn't want to leave the mountains, so that's a red flag. Any pressuring games, he has fumbled and we conceded. And we concede, yeah. Concerning this guy. Exactly. It's very concerning because most of the time when you put Zubimendi under massive pressure, when you press him, besides only passing sideways, he cannot sometimes even do that right. He sometimes messes up 2-yard pass. And he overhits it, underhits it. It's not on target. He kicks it out for throwing for the other team. It's very, very, very concerning. Very. Saka wasn't great as well. For everyone who's saying Saka is back, definitely he wasn't. At the same time, if Saka performs in Champions League final, if Saka performs even in these last 2 games, I'm fine. Everyone can have a bad day, so to speak. But today, Saka as well, he was not good, was not great. Big up Kwame. Big up Kwame. Hope you're doing well today. We are so lucky. We are. Big up Sahom Gunnar. Big up, big up, big up. What a grind from the boys, dude. It was 10 times harder than it should have been in the first place. It was much, much harder. We made it for ourselves that hard. And first and foremostly, Arteta did that. Not the team, but Arteta with switching everything around. West Ham was robbed. No, they weren't. We played at 3 miles per hour. That game suited no one. We had no intent to score. That game suited West Ham to a degree because we played slow. They didn't have to do much defensively. They can just lock off spaces, passing lanes, and clear the ball and try to hit us on a counter. And if they're lucky, they would score a goal. We were lucky Diouf could not. He didn't have a first touch. Let's be real. We were lucky in some instances. Raya as well was standing on his head. So it is what it is in that regard. Raya's Premier League player of the season for me. I would not actually argue with that, because the saves he has made in the most highest of the pressure situations for Arsenal to keep them in the game or allow them to win the game, it's actually insane. Plus having 18 clean sheets already in 36 games, so basically 50% of games, that is nothing but spectacular. So glad VR did their job properly. It was clear foul on Raya, arm across him, and being pulled anyone else that says are liars and blinded by the hate of Arsenal. I would say so. For me personally, yeah, that was a foul. 100%. The issue with this situation is the fact that we see that almost, well, more or less every single game, and many other games, it's not even being looked at as a foul. So if this was a different day, if this was a different referee, the goal actually could have stood. That is the most worrying part overall for me personally. 100%. We already didn't deserve it. Yeah, Raya was unbelievable. On the day the news out that Trossard's marriage is in trouble, he plays his best game. Barcelona winning 1-0. What a goal from Rashford. Yeah, Real Madrid are gonna get absolutely smashed up, chewed up, and spit out. I don't believe in this Real Madrid. They are in such a disarray currently that they will be lucky if they don't lose the game 4-0. Absolute insane how what's happening there. Finally, Arteta showed he has balls. Taking Zubimendi off was a big call. True, but putting Zubimendi on in the first place was a dumb call. So he kind of fixed his own mistake, obviously. But at least he admitted that he got it wrong by taking him off. Although it was way too late, but it is what it is. Brilliant free kick, I see. The composure was mental. Raya didn't commit going down early. Yeah, Raya is a very good keeper. In some instances, he's also very underrated. The thing about David Raya is that he makes some big saves. It's not for the cameras most of the time. It just looks like he's doing for cameras because he's so short. He's very short goalkeeper for goalkeeper standards, hence why it looks like he's doing it for the camera, flopping around, but it's not. It's the way he does his thing. And it's very good for Arsenal. He's doing Barcelona 2-0, people. Barcelona are 2-0 up. Ferran Torres has scored. I'm telling you, this game will finish 4-5-0 at this pace. Trossard steps up to the plate to get our crucial goal. Yeah, first goal in, 5 months. Credit where credit is due. Credit where credit is due. I'll give Odegaard credit as well. Yeah, I did it as well. Wasn't half bad, but now we need this every single game. Right now, I'll keep him over Zubimendi. Yeah, Odegaard was actually very decent today when he came on. He was controlling the game. Yes, at times he did something questionable, but overall, when it mattered, the close control, the dribbling, the retaining possession in opponent's box, giving the right pass to Trossard to score the goal, he actually was decent. Now, the thing is, he was just decent. We need for him to improve on that, to get better on that. And if he can do it, more power to him, more power to Arsenal. But still, Can we talk about the recovery of Ben White? Lazio games, he has been great. Do you still want him gone next season? Penny, for your thoughts. I want him gone still. For me, the injuries is the biggest concern. Arteta has run him into the ground so hard over the years that he is not reliable. As you have seen, he plays 5-6 games and he's instantly injured once again. That cannot happen in a team where you need everyone available for course of 50 to 60 plus games a season. Arsenal have played about 60 games this season already. I think Ben White, too many injuries right now. He's getting too injury prone and he tends to be out also for very long periods of time. Speaking of injuries, and since we are on the right back spot, what is happening with Jurrien Timber? Does anyone know? Arteta did get it right in the end by subbing the sub Zubi, so never have put Rice at right back. That stalled our attack. Yeah, hopefully we never see that again. I think Zubimendi needs to conquer his wife. Oh, here we go again with swapping wives and conquering them. What was annoying when Ben White was taken off? Arteta Dixley put exactly. Make it make sense. As I said, this was like putting Thomas Partey there. Skelly's our number 8. we were looking for. He just plays the right way. The ball actually gets progressed, passes or carries. Miles just bare fit, yeah. And defensively as well, he is strong on the ball. He can make a good tackle. He draws fouls, and I think he's the perfect situation. Arteta also, Arteta has kind of felt like he had given up on getting a left-footed number 8 because he wanted that. Hence why he signed Havertz as a Granit Xhaka replacement. When Skelly is left-footed, it worked in the favor of that. Hence why I think it also looks very, very promising for Arsenal when Miles Lewis-Skelly is playing there. Plus, he has the technical abilities, he has that close control, and he's very ball progressive, which is actually quite nice. I need hair transplant after that. Well, go to Turkey, you know. I must also say that Saka was anonymous. Saka should have been taken off sooner, yeah. I'm just curious why Max Dauman doesn't get a kick. Because in the same copy-paste game scenario against Everton, he subbed on Max Dauman for the right wing. Today, in the same scenario, he subbed on Madueke. Make that make sense. Mikel's favorites stink. They should just be subs. They are not built to handle all of the front pressure. Yeah, I can see it. I would agree with that for most cases, yeah. Zubmendi feels out of place and he's not good enough, yeah. Raya was great putting in submission lock. People not call it a foul. Yeah, you know, apparently if you choke slam and choke hold someone, it's not a foul these days. It's actually nuts. Sky did the surveys and 63%. Well, of course they're going to say that. Sky Sports, oh my goodness. Sky Sports of all places to take it as a reference sample. Come on, Kwame, what are we doing here? That's like basically Arteta asking his coaching staff who's the best manager in the world, and everyone's surprised that they say that Arteta 100% of votes. The ref gave the goal for West Ham. It was a VAR that asked him to review it. Exactly, yeah. Ref made the wrong decision. VAR did the right decision. VAR made him and recognized the ways of his errors. For a change, VAR did the right thing. It actually wasn't a hindrance of any sort. So let's just put it that way. Literally, all I could think about during the first 20 minutes was we could have been playing like this all season. Yeah, we could have been about 3-0 up in the first 20 minutes. And somehow it was still 0-0. That is one of the Arsenal's biggest pet peeves for me with Arsenal. Because this is not the first time throughout this course of the season. There are about 10, 15 times in general when we have started like this and we just cannot get the ball into the net. Either goalkeeper stands on his head, either we hit the post, or a player misses a golden chance to score. We need to do that. We need to put the game to bed early because then it's going to give more power to us. Those 63% are City fans or the rival fans, or 100%. People always say we wrestle the goalkeeper and we don't do that surrounding and purposely impending the goalkeeper are two different things. Well, we have done it ourselves. Ben White has done it and it has been called off. We have scored goals like that and they have been called off. So this is not the first time, so it goes both ways. Madrid should not have sacked Launch. I generally think at club level, Mbappe in the squad is a curse. For Real Madrid, as much as people might not want to hear it, it feels like the players run the club. And that is one of the worst case scenarios that you can have at any club. The players cannot run the club. Odegaard does write something for a change the last 15 minutes or so of the match, yeah. Overall, I don't still believe he's not good enough, but credit where credit is due for Martin Odegaard for making the right passes, right movements, right touches, and right dribbles for a change. I'll just put it that way. Let's recognize that he actually did something good, and that actually helped the team in winning. White looks like he's done his knee. Oh, damn. So that's end of season for him. Oh, we are screwed. Thomas, I need you at right back. Thomas, oh, wait, guys, he's not here anymore. Oh, guys, what do I do at right back, guys? If we see Declan Rice at right back against Burnley or Crystal Palace, I'm going to flip out. I'm not going to lie. Arteta has run every single one of our fullbacks into the ground. Timber, White, Tomiyasu, Calafiori, Zinchenko. Well, technically speaking, Tierney and all these guys, it is actually kind of wild when you think about it. Timber has a grade 2 groin injury, apparently. But he has had that for what, half a year now? How long has he been out for? It's actually nuts. Raya cosplaying AEW wrestlers at AEW All In at London. Big up, Timsy, big up. Yeah, he maybe is finding MJF or Darby Allin, who knows? Odegaard of the bench is where he should be. There's game. Oh, 100%. That goes without saying. There are games where Odegaard, even Zubimendi and Kai Havertz can be very, very, very effective, to say the least. But they are not these type of starting caliber players that gonna carry us over the line against these type of teams, against specific opponents. There are very selective amount of opponents we can play where we can, for example, start Odegaard, Zubmendi, and Havertz, and they will have a massive impact. Off the bench, yes, Havertz has proven that he can do it on multiple occasions. Odegaard, he doesn't usually come from the bench, so that's a different topic, and Zubmendi as well, not enough sample size. Big up JT, absolute head loss from Arteta with those subs, 100%. That was the worst in-game management I've ever seen from him. Yeah, I would say that is one of the worst ones. One of the worst ones, without shadow of a doubt. I fear PSG will wipe the floor with Arsenal. Where are your goals coming from? I don't think so. I don't think so. People are very, very quick to jump the gun, so to speak, in saying that Arsenal are going to get absolutely annihilated. I don't think so. Like, first things first, I'm not even looking that far as of now because, as we saw, Ben White just went down. Who knows what's going to happen by the game week 38? So I'm not looking that far ahead, but I'm definitely not on that train where people are saying that the PSG basically are going to wipe the floor with us. There's no questions. They have insane attacking, let's just say, artillery, so to speak. But I'm not saying also they're going to wipe the floor with us. West Ham were getting away with lots of scissor challenges. Ref took. Yeah, that also is the case. There were some questions about that. I'm still not convinced Arsenal have won the title. I fear another twist in this tale. City could be top by the time Arsenal play Burnley next Monday. They won't. I don't think so. I don't think so. For Arsenal to ball the league right now, when you have to play Burnley at home, who are already relegated, and Crystal Palace, who we should be beating anyways, like that would be the most generational ball job in the history of football, without shadow of a doubt. And I don't think even Arteta can master that up. It's crazy to think that even after all this money we've spent, we still need a proper left wing and our right wing, number 6, right back, and our left back, and probably another striker. Yeah, it's insane, to be honest. It's insane, but at the same time, well, you buy cheap, you buy twice. If you buy it from Temu, you have to buy multiple times. I got us for the final, but we need to win next game. Champions League is not conversational. Exactly. For me, the Champions League conversation starts after Crystal Palace game. For now, I'm fully focused on Premier League. Burnley and Crystal Palace. Burnley at home, Crystal Palace away. Full on focused on that. Not looking too far ahead of it all, because if I look too far ahead, as we all know how that usually goes, if you look too far ahead and you basically go for something that should not be done. So we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. Has the press conference been done? Has Mikel Arteta said anything as of yet? Has Mikel Arteta talked about anything? Because I also am very curious what Arteta has to say about this stuff at the moment. What Arteta has to say about all this stuff. Has the press conference? Yeah, it has. 3 minutes ago it was posted. Here we go. Let's see what Mikel Arteta has talked about. Let's see. On the end of the game. Holy crap, that's a paragraph and a half. What a moment, what an afternoon, what a week it's been for us, so full of emotions. I cannot praise enough the attitude, desire, courage, and the quality of the team shown throughout this week, because there was so much at stake. And today we knew against a team that is fighting for their life, against a club has incredible history, how tough it was going to be. I think we started the game so well, we created 3 big chances to go in front, and we didn't manage to do that. True. So we have to keep our heads cool. Then we have the Ben White injury. We have to make an adjustment there. Yeah, but you made the wrong adjustment, and that almost cost us the game, you dumbass. After that, at halftime, we have to make another one with Richie's injury. So Calafiori is injured. Holy crap! Calafiori is injured as well, so Hincapié, you're up. Apparently, Calafiori is injured, and after that, as I said, halftime to the boys, are going to go for it. So be ready because it's game, it's not panning out. Martin comes down and he had incredible impact on the game. I'm actually gonna agree with that this time. Odegaard actually had a decent impact on the game. On the importance of the late VR decision, probably today I have realized how difficult and how big it's a referee's job, because you are talking about the moment that can decide the history, the course of two massive clubs that are fighting for their lives to achieve their objectives. Probably should proofread this stuff, Probably should proofread before you post it, right? The pressure is huge. It gives you a lot of choice. On Ben White's injury, we don't know, but he doesn't look good at all. So he needs some further testing tomorrow probably, and I know a bit more. He doesn't look good at all. This says everything you need to know. It doesn't look good at all, does it? Mosquera at right back it is. On feeling after important week, amazing. I feel so happy, proud, and relieved. Okay, here we go. On moving Declan Rice into the back line after White's substitution. Now, here we are talking. There are two actions defensively that we suffered in a little bit. I don't think it's because of his positioning, but the reality is I think we had to. But as well with the game that I expected, bringing Mosquera was going to lock something. We really believe that he can give us the fluidity and the chance to hurt them. But sometimes you have to make another change, and the one on Zubi was tough. But I really felt that we had to put two attacking midfielders in that moment to generate all kinds of issues I've said. And thank God it worked out. Well, maybe we wouldn't be in this mess if you subbed on Mosquera first. On the impact of a win in dramatic circumstance. It's only 2 games to go after that, and we have created some big chances and we didn't score, and the team had to stay cool. So yeah, we've navigated through, and that I think was a successful game. On Trossard's performance, well, that makes a difference for us. And as with everybody, it's impossible to maintain the level. It's impossible to maintain the level with the demand on the players. I think recently he's been really, really good. I think the games that he's played this week has been phenomenal, and he's made the difference. Yeah, Trossard the last 3-4 games has been sublime. I'm not gonna lie. On David Raya's save, when you talk about magic moments, this is certainly one of the most needed moments as well to pull off with that save. He was incredible. On if it's the biggest save of the season, I don't know. He's made a few, to be fair. So yeah, that says how good he's been. You could argue this has been save of the season to basically keep us up and to keep it still 0-0 and everything. So you could definitely make arguments on that without shadow of a doubt. You could definitely make arguments about that without shadow of a doubt. So we'll see. We'll see how that's going to go. But definitely, there are some big questions still to be answered regarding all that stuff. Bournemouth could get into Champions League if they can get something in their next 2 games, and if Villa drop points and win Europa League. So I think they'll give it a go. They will definitely give it a go. Under Iriola, they are not going to sit back and just twiddle their thumbs without shadow of a doubt. Calafiori probably is precaution. He'll make next game, hopefully. But we have Hincapie as well, so it's not that big of a deal if he needs to be rested for 1 game. Let's just put it that way. The right back, on the other hand, that is a completely different story. And that is a big issue, because how long is the right back position besides Mosquera? How long they're going to be out for? We will have to wait and see. Calafiori wasn't even fit to start, but again, rushed back for 1 regions. Both fullbacks, yes. Regardless of how we finish this season, I think we really need to overhaul this squad. Maybe we definitely need some extra signings. We need to get rid of some deadwood, and that definitely will require some tough choices. Maybe some big players leaving, and also some big players coming in. Definitely. The good thing is there's enough rest space. Yeah, at the moment, the good thing is we don't have to play a game every week, every 2-3 days anymore. We have to play every week. We play once a week for the next 3 weeks, which definitely could help with the recovery, which definitely could help with the rest and energy and stamina and everything for players to basically regain slowly but steadily. The issue with our fullbacks being injured is now we're using our backup center backs to cover their positions. Yeah, overall, that is an issue, because if our center backs go down, we could be in deep, deep trouble. Luckily, and knock on wood, thanks to everyone, our center backs are quite durable and they don't get injured. Saliba has been strong. Gabriel has been strong, especially after the injury he suffered last season. So we are very lucky in that department overall. But, one wrong tackle, one slip, one movement that doesn't go your way, and everything can burst into flames. We need a damn attacking coach added. Well, we'll see. I just hope that if we win the league, we don't double down for this defensive grinding stuff, because if we do that and we have to watch the same next season, it's not going to work out, I think. Well, City has Palace midweek, FA Cup final, Prem games every 3 days for rest of the season, so that is an advantage, but that also technically is at our disadvantage, because one of the biggest things that Pep has been very big advocate for is that at this stage of the season, you always want to be in a rhythm, and you want to play. So playing pretty much for the next 2-3 weeks, every 3-4 days, could also help the players, because they're always going to be on it. They're always going to have their head in the game after game after game. They don't have too much time to dwell if something goes wrong and everything. You just have to adjust and move on. With one game a week, which technically should help, it also could play a reverse role and not be that good. Like, we will see how we manage this. We're definitely going to see how we're going to manage this, because remember, the last time we said, we have one game a week only, a few seasons back, and we saw how that went for us. Like, it wasn't great. So it goes either way. So we'll see. We'll see. I get that argument, but I think the rest is exactly what our team. Oh yeah, for our team, the rest is definitely something we need desperately, without shadow of a doubt. Our players have been run to the ground, but yeah, it has been. They have been drained and they're running on fumes. They are in the red zone, and they need that rest. Pep, on the other hand, he rotates quite a bit, so his players are fresh. So compared to Arsenal players, so he doesn't need that much. He can afford to play every 3 days with midweek games, FA Cups, and all this stuff. So it's different circumstances, different managers, so we'll see how that plays out. Some news regarding Arsenal, some good news regarding Arsenal. We have made money, which sounds very nuts to say, but we have made money. Kivior from Arsenal to Porto turns to a permanent deal as expected. 17 million euros, which is about, 15 million pounds? 5 million pounds in add-ons and 2 million from future sale. Also 17 million release clauses include. Imagine Jakub Kivior has 70 million euro release clauses from Porto. How insane does that even sound? Like, you think about it. But Arsenal have sold Jakub Kivior. Porto are going to take him. They have won the league. They have become Portuguese champions, as you can see. Andre Villas-Boas, if I'm not mistaken, that is. They are there. They're going to sign him, and he was playing quite pivotal role in Porto's run for the title this season as well. So big up on that. Big up to Jakub Kivior for getting the job done there, winning a trophy for him, for them, and doing it. To be honest, he has won a trophy. He has won the league. Let's just put it that way. And now, people, we will have some very distasteful news regarding Arsenal. Are you ready, people? Are you ready for some worrying news regarding Arsenal, so to speak? Because this definitely is something I did not expect to see today. And if this thing happens, I'm gonna be very pissed off. But here it goes. Congrats to Cesc for taking Como to Europe. It's gonna be interesting to see how they fare in Europe. These small teams playing in 2, 3, 4 competitions a season is definitely not a great. It's definitely gonna be a test with them. And so here it is. According to Fabrizio Romano, with his routes to first team opportunities blocked by Bukayo Saka and Noni Madueke, of all people, Arsenal could be willing to sell their forward Ethan Nwaneri in the summer transfer window. And the next part is the one that really pisses me off to my core. Chelsea is one of the clubs that are interested. I don't want Ethan Nwaneri to go. I absolutely don't want to see that. But if he feels that his career could be developed somewhere else, right? Best of luck to him. I'm gonna support him. The thing is, please, by all damn that is holy in this world, don't go to Chelsea. Go to Borussia Dortmund, Leipzig, Eintracht, La Liga. Like, go there. Go to Como, play under Cesc Fabregas. But I beg of you, don't go to Chelsea. Because this will be another those Hutchinson type crap, which they basically get him for like 2 million and then they're gonna sell him 1 year later for about 50 million. And he's definitely gonna succeed wherever he goes. I strongly believe he has the talent. Maybe he wants to stay in London, who knows? But I don't want it to be Chelsea at all. First things first, I don't want to sell him. That is the big thing. I don't want Ethan Nwaneri to be sold. But we all know that if Arteta stays, he's not getting a shot in the team. Arteta prefers Saka, Madueke, and we have also Max Dauman right now, which means Nwaneri is not going to get the chances, which is very sad. Very sad, especially since he's from Hale End. He was the next big thing, and right now Max Dauman is the next big thing, obviously. Ethan Nwaneri technically was the next big thing after Bukayo Saka when he burst through academy. Go figure. Exactly. Oh, exactly. Good for Ethan, escape from the psycho manager. I don't understand that either because Ethan should be playing in Odegaard's position. Exactly. For me, Ethan should be playing in the 10. Can you imagine Eze and Ethan as the 10s for Arsenal? Ethan in the 10s, Kelly in the 8. Can you imagine? Two forward-thinking, risk-taking, attacking midfielders, in a way. And one definitely is one. Can you imagine that midfield for Arsenal? That actually would be fantastic. I'm not selling Haaland. Same. These clowns sell MLS, that guy that fixed our poor midfield. Exactly. That is the nuts part. That is the nuts part. Skelly fixed us, and yet they want to sell him. With Ethan, though, I can see him getting sold just because I'm kind of getting the feeling that he has fallen out with Mikel Arteta. Because there was actually no goddamn proper reason for him to be loaned out. Looking at how Odegaard was performing, we didn't have anyone to back up. Madueke was crap and everything. Like, he got loaned out. If we win the Premier League as well, he gets nothing. He doesn't even get the medal for winning the Premier League because he hasn't played enough. That is one of the most saddest things because he should have played in the beginning of the season, during the season. He should not be out on loan at Marseille where under the Zerbi, yes, he was playing good, but they changed the manager and now he cannot get even on the pitch. That is the nuts part. That is the nuts part, which is very, very worrying right now. Very worrying for me personally right now, for Ethan Nwaneri. Very worrying. Because, where is it? Here we go. Here we go. Ethan Nwaneri. Here is De Zerbi. De Zerbi is here. De Zerbi gets sacked. And now look at his minutes. Look, De Zerbi was there. He plays 58 minutes, 67 minutes, 45 minutes. De Zerbi goes. He plays 19 minutes, 27 minutes, 1 minute, 57, 17, holds the bench. Then again plays 31 minutes and holds the bench, holds the bench. And right now, Marseille are playing against Le Havre, and Ethan Nwaneri, let me check this so I don't waffle, is holding the bench. Ethan Nwaneri is holding the bench once again. This new manager is definitely not a fan of Ethan Nwaneri. The part that will piss me off is, well, if we sell him to Chelsea, he will actually ruin his career. Exactly. I don't want that to happen, especially. Madueke should be sold ASAP with Zubimendi selling Nwaneri would be a Gnabry level colossal mistake. Yeah. I think Nwaneri, if he leaves, I hope not, but if he leaves, he will succeed. especially if he goes to a team that basically plays attacking football or he gets under a proper manager. Hence why I mentioned Eintracht, Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig, also some La Liga teams. He will thrive there. Even Como under Cesc Fabregas, he would thrive there like no tomorrow. It's because they are hell-end, and it's pure profits. Exactly. Basically he must have gotten into something with Mikel Arteta, because Arsenal as well, the way we spent last summer, we need to sell stuff this summer as well to balance the book, so to speak, right? And the easiest way for Arsenal to do it is to sell Haaland, because it's pure profit at the end of the day. It's out and out pure profit, and Ranieri obviously feels like he's the black sheep of the family at the moment, unfortunately. That for me is a big issue. Marseille are idiots. The coach don't want you to use him despite Greenwood wanting out. Exactly. That new coach is not doing a great job at all. They're screwing it up. They're screwing him up as well, by the way. Always remember, if it makes sense, then Arteta will not do it. Yeah. The nuts part is about selling, that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there are talks about selling Skelly, the guy who is basically has saved our season in a way at the moment. Selling Ranieri is the fact that we're going to sell them if we sell them. Like, just say what if scenarios and all this crap. If we sell them, who are we going to buy as a replacement? Probably some young guys as well. We're going to replace players that we have made ourselves, that we know what they can do, potential ceiling on what they can achieve, with players we have no idea what they can do about in Premier League. Because Skelly has proven himself, more or less. But Ethan as well, more or less. We're going to screw ourselves over. But it's pure profit. How about you don't waste money on Madueke and Fabio Vieira, Pablo Mari, Cedric Soares, Williams, Zubimendi, Merino, and you buy proper players? You wouldn't be in this mess. Give Ethan the Saliba plan, so he can outlast Arteta, sending him to Como to play under Cesc for a few years, and bring him back with Cesc after he wins something. Como will need him after Paz goes. Well, they're going to try to keep Nico Paz for one more season. It feels very unlikely, but they might. They actually might. And to be honest, looking at Nico Paz and the fact that he goes back to Real Madrid and the mess that Real Madrid is right now, would not wish it on my worst enemy at the moment. Big up Animal Shorts. We caught life. My prediction 1-1 was close. He took off a defender for Zubimendi and then took him off. He realized it was a mistake. We need to stop giving teams get back into the game. Yeah. And we basically put them back in the game by putting Rice at right back and Zubimendi on. Let's be real. Face the facts. Arteta has had a personality. I think so. I definitely think so. He's effectively persona non grata at Arsenal. Yeah. I think it most likely is something like that. Because even though Ethan Ranieri, he just signed a new deal with promises of more playtime. He got none of that pretty much throughout the season at Arsenal till January. And then he goes out on loan. I don't think if Arteta stays, Ethan is going to stay. I genuinely don't think so. Unfortunately, that will be the case. And that is very sad, because Ethan Ranieri is better than some of the players we have right now in the team. Ranieri can provide us with more than Madueke, many times than Odegaard. And that is very, very worrying that we will, again, let a high-end player like that leave. And the only hope is, and that is a big copium, and all this stuff, right? If we decide to sell him, the club decides to sell him, I beg of you, Andrea Berta, get at least 50, 60 million for him, which seems very preposterous, very insane, but wouldn't put it past Andrea Berta to do so. Or you sell him for 40 million, but you have 20 million buyback clause like Real Madrid do it. You know, like Real Madrid has sold Nico Paz to Como for about, 2 million. But they have like 15 million buyback clauses or something like that. One of those type of situations. If he does something like that, I'm all for it. Maybe if he grows, he becomes a big player, we need a proper winger, we can buy him back for cheap instead of going to other club, and we get first dibs, just like PSG did with Javi Simmons and PSV and all these places. So maybe there could be something to it if we are looking from that perspective. But knowing how Arsenal operate, I'm very worried. I'm very worried about Ethan Nwaneri. As much as it pains me to say this, Ethan Nwaneri could be leaving club and we might not see him again, which is a big issue, very big issue. The fact that it's Chelsea, that's even more annoying. That's even a bigger thorn in my side than anything else. Because if it was, as I said, Borussia Dortmund, Leipzig, Como, maybe someone in La Liga or something like that, if we sell him, I probably would be somewhat understanding. But since it's Chelsea of all teams, and looking what they did with Omari Hutchinson and stuff like that, what they're doing with their players right now, I don't want him to suffer. That is the nut part. I don't want him to suffer. I don't want him to go to United as well. That is another mess I don't want to get him involved with. So it's a very, very rough and very delicate situation that could be happening here. And I'm not too sure how Arsenal will maneuver this, but I just hope they don't screw this up. Because if we sell him, like, it's going to be very painful. It's going to be very annoying. We will shoot ourselves in the foot once again. We're going to sell a youngster that has very high promise. He's going to succeed somewhere else, and we're going to be kicking ourselves for the next 10 years afterwards. It has all the right things of it, doesn't it? Like, because we have been there, we have done that, we have felt it, we have experienced it, and prime example, obviously, is Serge Gnabry. So we'll see. We absolutely will see. Keep the Helen boys, the rest of the players I didn't mention, and get some. Yeah, exactly. For me personally, I would be all for selling some, let's just say, sell Madueke, keep Nwaneri and Dauman. I would be all for it. There are positions where we can play them in. There definitely are. They could actually get some consistent minutes as well if the manager would decide to play them. That is the other thing. Because, as I said, Ethan Nwaneri in summer signed a new deal with certain promises, allegedly, with more game time. And he got none of that. He got none of that, which is one of the most worrying parts in all of this. At Arsenal, Ethan Nwaneri, where is it? View full stats. Like, look at this. These are Ethan Nwaneri's stats this season. He has played 322 minutes in Ligue 1. 9 games, 2 goals, 1 assist, which technically is not that bad, technically speaking. In Premier League, he has played half of that. In Champions League, he has played 1 minute 101 minutes. In Carabao Cup, he has played 2 games, 1 goal, 2 full 90s. In Cup de France, he has played a full 90, and FA Cup 69 minutes. He has played 927 minutes overall. Overall. Which is very, very worrying. In Champions League, he played 17 minutes against Atletico Madrid, 65 against Slavia Prague, 19 against Club Brugge. Wasn't in the squad for Champions League, obviously. In Premier League as well, 5-0 against Leeds. He played 52 minutes, 72 against Forest. He played even against City, by the way. 6 minutes, like, it's not that much, but yeah. 15, 18, 2 minutes against Spurs. And see, most of the time, he just holds bench. He just holds bench. And then he goes to Ligue 1 for Marseille. Under the Zerbi, he plays 3 or 4 games. He scores a goal and everything. And then the new manager comes in. And again, he holds bench, plays genuinely microwave minutes, so to speak, and almost does nothing. It's very worrying. It's very worrying because it's kind of ruining our player. It's ruining our player, so to speak. Eze, Rice, Nwaneri, Kelly, Guimaraes, and Odegaard of the bench is a midfield I'd be happy with. To be honest, Guimaraes starting I would be happy with. Rice and Guimaraes in the midfield, Rice and Skelly, Guimaraes and Skelly. That type of midfield I would be very happy with. Very happy with. Huh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, I guess it is. Oh, Atalanta winning 3-0. Give me a sec. Atalanta winning 3-0 against AC Milan. That's very interesting. AC Milan are absolutely screwing all up. Screwing everything up. They might not get Champions League. They might not get Champions League. At this pace, Como could get into Champions League. Actually, at this pace. Because AC Milan are going to lose to Atalanta, right? And they are only 2 points ahead. AC Milan are 2 points ahead of Como, and Juventus are 3 points ahead of Como in Champions League spots. Can you imagine if Sask takes Como to Champions League? That actually would be quite fantastic. That would actually be quite phenomenal. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, Quentin Timber is a very decent player, but I think he's going to, I want to say, Serie A in summer. I think. Yeah. Wait. Well, he joined, what's its face, Marseille in January. He went to Marseille. Like, Marseille signed two... Marseille have, yeah, he's now at Marseille. Marseille have signed 2 players I actually wanted at Arsenal, ironically enough. Well, besides Ranieri, obviously. They have signed Quinton Timber, and they have signed Paixão. I wanted to see how I wouldn't mind Paixão for the left wing as a backup at Arsenal. Now, obviously, he has some injury worries and everything, but Paixão has been very good as well for Marseille, in my opinion. And I would have minded having him at Arsenal. He also cost literally peanuts for them to sign, like 30 million, something like that, for the left wing spot. Yeah, 30 million from Feyenoord to Marseille in August. As a backup, I think he could actually have been very good. In 41 games, he has 12 goals, 7 assists, like 19 goal contributions. It's actually would have been very... I would love Yildiz at left wing. I absolutely would love Kenan Yildiz at left wing at Arsenal. Yildiz, Kvaratskhelia, would absolutely love it, but we'll have to wait and see, because Yildiz apparently could be signing a new deal at Juventus. Real Madrid are looking at Yildiz with all the debacle of obviously Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., and all this stuff. Like, go figure what Arsenal are going to do. Absolutely go figure. Big up Theo. I'm feeling drained. I'm very happy, but I'm also pissed off that Arteta almost screwed it all up. Like, it's a very weird situation. But I'm super happy that we beat West Ham. We are doing very good. 2 games to go. We should be winning the league from this point forward. I'm super excited for that. Obviously, till it's actually mathematically impossible to City to catch us, then I will be over the moon. I'm going to be the most shameless person in the world. But right now, I'm keeping it still on hold. Let's just put it that way. Big up, Albo. Big up. Big up, Kubu. Big up, Kubu. Big up. If Raya wins World Cup as main keeper, Premier League plus Champions League, could be first goalkeeper in a very long time. Where do you think Ceballos goes? Remember, we had him alone too. Got the money we wasted so many players. I don't know where Ceballos goes. He actually, for Real Madrid, has been very decent overall. He might go to Villarreal or someone like that. I knew it was going to be a slow-scoring match. However, Arteta almost balled it. Exactly. And we could have scored like 3-4 goals in the first 15 minutes, and somehow we couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. That was a very weird thing. One game at a time. Exactly. One game at a time. As much as I hate as give... Yeah, Odegaard saved us today. I gave him his credit, gave him his flowers today for what he did. All good. Don't worry. You can get drunk. We have almost won the league. You can celebrate that if you want to. I'm not celebrating it yet, but hey, more power to you if you do. Let's just put it that way. People relax in different ways. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to judge the ways people relax. People are different. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, people. Yeah, Skelly was fantastic. Again, shame he had to play left back though. But yeah, people. I think on that note, I'm gonna end today's stream. Big up everyone. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gonna redirect you to BBK, Taran. Go to that chat, let him go in the raid. Have a nice evening. See you all tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings. Let's see how serious that Ben White injury is. Hopefully we get some updates tomorrow. Have a blessed week. Have a nice start to the week and see you very, very, very soon.